Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Astro Night Live. Once a month, me and Alejo will bring you some interesting topic about astrology. Hello, Alejo.
How are you? Hi.
Yes, I'm okay. I'm a bit excited, and as while we sending the email, sending the text, I tell you that something get me quite annoyed.
To me as well. Today I got very angry and I was thinking, this is the Mars energy. We're already canalizing it into our lives.
Yeah, so that means we're going to talk about since last month we say we're going to talk about Mars and different type of anger, and then we both encounter something slightly annoyed. So let us have a reflection, about are we really going to talk about anger, and are we what way we're going to talk about this type of things. That is so interesting. Well, to be honest, another thing to make us decide to talk about Mars, because I mean we have to coordinate with cosmos. What happened in the sky is also what's going to uh, unfold in our life or have impact in our life. And the recent big event or big phenomenon in the sky is the Mars going to retrograde. And I think from this moment, Mars already kind of getting sort of out of bump. So it's get out of the way, it's a comfort zone and get a little bit higher and higher, lower in the sky, higher. So this time is higher, sorry, or north. Anyway, so I think the best way is honor our Mars by talk about it, especially Mars in Gemini. Then we will, know we will understand how to deal with Mars. So, Alejo, could you explain to us what what kind of things we're going to talk about today?
Okay, so one of the things that Mars rules is anger. So basically, we all feel we can all feel angry, like you were saying. We should honor that we can all feel angry because
Mm-hmm.
emotions, they come and go, and the reasons we have emotions, like some of the evolutionary psychologists, they say
Mm-hmm.
that the reasons we have emotions is because so far they have helped us survive. So
Mm-hmm.
probably they have a function, they have a role to play, and usually we don't like to deal with the so-called negative emotions
Mm-hmm.
like sadness, anger,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes guilt, envy. All of these are emotions, and if they are within us, if they are within our frame of possibilities of feelings,
Mm-hmm.
possibly it's because we need them for something. They are
Mm-hmm.
there to help us for something. So I agree
Mm.
with you. This is a Mars where Mars is very important. So I think it's a time to honor our Mars. Yes. And
Yeah.
if you feel angry, if you feel angry, think about what happens when you feel angry
Mm-hmm.
and think what happens. What's happening in the context that's making you feel angry. Try
Mm-hmm.
to see what's happening within you in your body,
Yeah.
like physical reaction. And then also try to
Mm.
see what is the feelings that you get. Okay, we know you get the feeling of being angry, but how does it manifest within you? And
Yeah.
also like what thoughts you get, what
Mm.
ideas are you getting when this is
Mm-hmm.
happening, because all of this is prompting you. Usually when we feel angry, the body is
Mm-hmm.
prompting us to gather a lot of energy and focus it, push it somewhere to get
Mm-hmm.
something,
Yeah.
or to maybe
Yeah.
it's to get something or to defend ourselves from something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think the idea come from last time we talked about something very interesting. We talked about Martha sex, and we both very enjoyed. And that on the YouTube, we see quite a lot of people watch it and leave a very interesting feedback and positive review. So we say, well, Mars is quite important at this moment. We should focus on it. Mars is not only about sex or anger. Somebody talk about Mars, talk about violence. Well, yes, force, not only violence. Force, energy is one part of it. How you get food, you know, how the animal get food. That is about Mars energy. That's their survival strategy. I think another thing pretty basic and pretty interesting. It's not just psychological astrology. I think it is everyday astrology is about that survival skill. that is also
Yes.
related to Mars. And if you
Exactly.
develop it, it could become your, what do we call that, a virtue, your power, your what you are good for. That is also about your Mars, and I think we can talk about it next time or in the future, because that would be a positive way to apply in our Mars energy, Mars sign, Mars house, Mars aspect. That would be so interesting. But today we focus on different type of anger, and you make a few very interesting presentation. Even you ask me about how I feel when I'm angry and what type of anger I am. I was just like, ooh, let me think about it. Oh, okay, it's very interesting. So should we start?
Okay, yes. So there are 5 types of anger. So let me share the presentation. So
Yeah.
basically, psychologists have tried to come up with a model of anger, try to explain it and try to classify. You know, in psychology, they always try to make taxonomies of everything. So they're trying to classify the different kinds of anger that we have. So basically, there are different theories and there are different models for this. But they kind of came up with, I mean, one very common model is these 5 types of anger. And now that I see it all together, I think it's a bit confusing actually. One type is aggressive, the other type is passive. Then we have the combination of those, which is passive aggressive. And then we have another one, which is projective aggressive. So basically, these are maybe, you could say that all of these 4 are like a place in a, how do you call it when this, it's not a one and off thing, it's like a gradual thing.
Yeah. A
I forgot the
scale
name.
or
As a scale, something like that. So you could say that these are places in a scale. So on one hand you have aggressive, on the other side you have passive, and then in the middle you have passive aggressive, and then closer to aggressive you have projective aggressive. And then there's a 5th kind, which is assertive, which is supposedly the nice, good kind of anger.
Okay. Do you want to
But I
explain
mean,
how we going to play with it? How we going to because we will also talk about Mars sign, right? And
yes.
some
So
situation.
I would say, let's go one by one to see what they
Okay.
mean, and let's try
All
to
right.
imagine what
Yeah.
Mars placement could
Yeah.
cause this kind of
Yeah.
anger. And I would say, let's try to stick with. Maybe we can also come up with other planets in signs that may speak about this anger. But I would say let's stay with planets in signs and houses and not go to aspects, because
Okay.
this is for people who follow the
Yeah. The very beginner.
astrology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is aggressive. The aggressive style of anger. Yeah, so basically, this is somebody who needs to feel in control of themselves, basically, or in control of other people, in control of the situation. People who need to be in control. So they will not fear expressing that, and they will not fear showing it to you. So these are people who will hardly take no for an answer. It's their way or the highway, basically. It's what they want, basically. And they might hurt other people. They might be able to hurt you through words or through actions. They'll try to push you, to do what they want to do, and they won't back down. And they won't feel guilty probably for doing this. They're like, this is what I want, and you better give it to me, or you're in the middle of the way if you don't give it to me. Sometimes they will use sarcasm, sometimes they will use humiliation. Sarcasm is also maybe used sometimes by other types of aggression, but they might use sarcasm, they might use humiliation, they might try to put you down, they may threat you, they may abuse, they may use force, and these other kinds of, it's just a very direct approach to anger. They will not keep it within. So what do you think? What planet in sign may be expressive of this?
Well, when I heard about that, I think first jumping into my mind are those could be those more active Mars or Mars in certain cardinal sign, because cardinal will be direct, but I can eliminate that Libra, maybe Cancer, but I think it's definitely Aries, and
Yeah, I think so too.
maybe the fire sign, probably Leo. I'm not sure about Sagittarius, but I think Aries and Leo could be easily put in here. Why I say this, just because they will not take no as answer. That's what I think.
I mean, and I think it could also be a moon in Aries, not just Mars in Aries. I think
Oh yeah,
moon in Aries,
exactly.
because they feel threatened. If they feel threatened, because the
Mm,
moon is our instinctive reaction, right? So if I
mm,
feel threatened, my instinctive reaction is to attack. This is the moon in Aries. My instinctive
exactly.
reaction is to defend myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
And
yeah, sorry.
well, because they take a very direct approach, right? They take a very direct approach. So, oh, what I'm trying to think about the could be also, either Mars in Leo, Moon in Leo, and in that case, Sagittarius maybe, Sagittarius can put in, but they are pretty. I don't know. What my idea of Sagittarius, they can be very flexible. They could be,
I think
they
so
are.
because they're mutable. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm thinking is about, well, let me stop here because it is. I think. Do you have any other idea?
I agree with the Mars in Leo. I think the Mars
Mm.
in Leo is the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh
Off with the
yes,
heads. It's
definitely.
like
Yes,
you're not messing
yes.
with me, you know.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then let me think if I think of another one. No, I think mostly I would say those two. Yes.
Yes, yes. Because they could be direct and they will not give away. And it doesn't matter about it secure or not, but they are just like, I want to get what I want. If you don't give to me, I will still going to get what I want.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, should we go to the next one?
Yeah, please.
So then we have the passive style of anger.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's why we chose this picture. So basically, the woman is hiding her face and she's just
Uh-huh.
showing a smile. Because
Uh-huh.
the idea with the passive anger is people who
Mm-hmm.
don't like confrontation, they
Uh-huh.
don't like conflict, so they will
Mm-hmm.
do everything they can to
Mm-hmm.
avoid conflict and confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
So they will not express probably what they need, they will not express their feelings, they will probably say yes all the time. It's the opposite of the other one. The other one is like doesn't take no for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
one is the opposite. Will always say yes because if they
Mm-hmm.
say no, they feel guilty. They feel like I'm such a bad person.
Yeah.
I said no to this guy and he needed help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Sometimes they will feel like what they do might hurt others, so they're like over concerned perhaps
Mm-hmm.
of how their actions might hurt other people. So they will
Mm-hmm.
kind of adapt their behavior in order to avoid any kind of confrontation, any kind of bad feelings to other people.
Mm.
And they don't want, they also, they can't stand situations that are tense, that are uncomfortable, that are like, sometimes when you have to discuss something, it's not really a fight, but you have to
Mm.
disagree, and there's a tension in the room that
Mm.
rises up. So the passive aggressive person can't stand that tension. So they will prefer to agree. They will prefer to say yes, yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
not to have that tension arising.
Mm. Mm.
So, what do you think?
Well, to be
Or should I
honest,
say
the first
mine? I don't know.
yeah, first things I think I related to these type things are not neither sign, neither house, neither aspect,
Yeah,
but
I agree with
must
you. Yes,
retrograde.
yes, exactly. I agree with you. The first thing I thought when I was reflecting on this was Mars retrograde. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think Mars retrograde usually tend to bring in rather than project out, rather than either hold it inside and ask self like, why I'm angry? Should I angry? Am I right to angry? Do I have right to be angry? By the end of the time, this anger already absorb, digest, or oh God. But it's still not easy for them, to be honest. But let's go for sign. Well, I will first put put two Mars sign here. The two Mars sign with Mars detriment, Mars Libra and Mars Taurus. This will be the two.
Really?
Yeah, that's what my idea. But you know, I just like because I just related to the detriment Mars. Detriment Mars is
Yes.
is they are not familiar with the Mars type, the usual idea of a Mars
Yes.
type, and so they will be either being very polite and try to avoid conflict, and also also maybe kind of try to please other people,
Yeah.
and that is the first things I really apart from the Mars retrograde. Another one I would think about is Libra and Taurus. What do you think?
I have it. I have a hard time placing it in a sign.
I
I
know, yeah.
think I would do Mars in Sagittarius actually. Like they will say
Yeah,
like they don't care. They will pretend like they don't care. They will go like
yeah.
whatever, whatever. So I was thinking maybe Mars in Sagittarius, but I think it's very hard to put this one in a sign
Oh no, I
because I
put
think
near, I put nearly every sign here.
I mean, I think Mars in Libra actually, even though it's in detriment and it's like
Uh-huh.
supposedly the worst kind of Mars according to traditional astrology, I think it's the assertive kind of Mars. It's the Mars that pays attention to
I
solving it.
agree.
So I think
That
it's
could
like
be. That
yeah,
could be. That could be. Yes, yes. What I think is another thing would be those Mars with what should I say? I remember our colleague Max Parchet. He's really interesting in a lot of classic traditional astrology. He talked about the water sign. Water sign are mute sign in the
mm,
traditional view. So they are mute. They don't speak out. I'm wondering.
yes,
I'm wondering if Marcus is watching us. I'm wondering if Mars in those mute sign, which mean the Mars in Pisces, Mars in Cancer, Mars in Scorpio, because they are silent. Does
yeah.
this can hold them back? But I know there's another type of the passive aggressive one. So I think they could be played in these two categories, depend on aspect, depend on the other combination.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with the water signs, I thought about that at the first place, but then I took them
Mm-hmm.
out here because
Mm-hmm.
water signs they value emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think they value even when they're angry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the passive anger personality
Mm-hmm.
uh, feels like it's wrong to be angry, and I think
Mm.
water signs they accept all emotions. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if
Mm.
I think like you were saying we're gonna go to the passive aggressive now, and I think it might
Mm-hmm.
fit there more because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would deny that they're angry to themselves.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
they take their emotions, even if it's
Mm-hmm.
anger, they take it. And I mean, a
Mm-hmm.
Pisces angry is like it can be a dead weapon. I think a
That
mortal
could be.
weapon.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one, right?
Yeah, the interesting one.
First I put the projective aggressive. Sorry, I thought I
Oh,
had put passive
projective.
aggressive
Okay,
first.
let's go to
The projective
projective aggressive.
aggressive
Yeah,
is like it might look like passive
yeah.
kind of anger, like
Uh-huh.
they are not playing it out there,
Mm-hmm.
but usually they even though they fear kind of expressing their anger, what they're gonna do is, I mean, they still value their anger. They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
block it in. What they're
Mm-hmm.
going to do is to put it out there, to project it
Mm.
out there. So they might
Mm-hmm.
find somebody to
Mm-hmm.
play their anger for them, so to
Mm-hmm.
defend them,
Mm-hmm.
or they might blame you of being angry
Mm-hmm.
when it's them that are angry. So
Mm.
they will look like with don't you see I'm okay? It's you who is angry. I'm not angry. You're the one who's angry. I'm not angry.
Mm.
But actually, and that's of course going to fuel you and make you be angry because they're putting all of their anger
Ah.
onto you. Yes,
Uh-huh.
or it could be that they play the victim, like, oh no,
Yeah.
I think this could be a Mars in Pisces, to be honest. They play the victim, like, oh no, I would never do that. I'm a pacifist.
Yes.
But
So
I make sure I have this Aries friend who's gonna go and kill you all. It's like I go and tell it to the Scorpio friend. I go and say it to the Scorpio friend. I don't know. How do you feel? What do you think?
that I don't know. I'm not really familiar, but I was just thinking would be those Mars sign are related to rational. Those are
Yes,
rational
maybe, maybe.
Mars. So I'm
Yes.
such a rational, I'm such a peaceful person. I'm not angry. Why are you angry? Oh, you should be
Yes.
angry. Or
Yes.
so I think those rational Mars could be air sign Mars.
Yes.
Maybe can play a little bit here, or I don't know. Even yeah. I try to think. I don't know because it's also the Mars related to Mercury. So either Gemini and the Virgo. I'm not sure Virgo, but would that possible Virgo?
I would say more Gemini.
More
I would say more
Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's kind
Yeah.
of tricky and kind of the changing their
Yes.
speech so that they're never the
Yes.
ones that are doing it. It's always you who are doing it.
Yeah. And what I think is, well, to be honest, because we say we are not going to talk about aspect, but I think aspect in this place, aspect will play very important role. But we just
Yes.
stop here. Yeah, yeah. But it will have a very different impact when we talk about it. What do you think about this type of Mars?
I would say I think Mars in Gemini could be this. I would
Mm-hmm.
also think that Mars in Libra could be this, even though, or Mars in the
Yeah.
seventh, perhaps not in Libra, Mars in the seventh house. So
Yes.
it's the others. It's the others that
Yeah.
are angry. I'm not. I'm always the nice guy. It's the others that
Mm-hmm.
are angry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It could also be maybe Libra rising. Again, it's the idea the others
Yeah.
are bringing this
Yes.
energy of anger.
Yes.
Because for the ones that are starting, if you have Libra rising, it means that on the descendant you have Aries.
Uh-huh.
And the
Yeah.
descendant is what others bring me into my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
then
Yes. I
I
agree.
would think Mars in Cancer or Mars in Pisces could do this. Like they project
Mm-hmm.
it outside. They don't play it,
Yeah.
they project it
Mm-hmm.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Likely.
So they
Yes.
subtly send you the vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we go to the next one?
Oh yes, please.
So then we have the passive aggressive. So basically, this looks like they are not angry.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they are okay with everything. They also
Mm-hmm.
want to avoid conflict. So basically, the
Mm-hmm.
characteristic is that they want to avoid conflict.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but they will. They are outrageously mad. They're like
Uh-huh.
crazily angry, but they will
Uh-huh.
never show it because it's bad, because it's I don't know, maybe because they also fear what you're gonna defend yourself or something. So they try
Mm-hmm.
not to show that they're angry, but they can't
Uh-huh.
keep it to themselves. So it
Yeah.
it gets outside anyway.
Yeah.
So it may
Yeah.
get outside. Maybe, for instance, they kind of ignore you,
Uh-huh.
or maybe you ask them questions and they reply with monosyllables. Maybe
Uh-huh.
you ask them to do something and they will not do it.
Yeah.
Maybe they will laugh in a kind of fake way. And
Mm-hmm.
if you ask them, like, are you angry with me? What happened? Are you angry with me? They will say, no, of course not. Come on. No, of course not. But they are. They are. So they are kind of acting their anger
Mm-hmm.
in a very subtle way, in a passive way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call it, passive
Mm-hmm.
aggressive. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have this feeling, you're with this person, and you start feeling that you're being uh, attacked in some ways, but
Uh-huh.
it's very
Uh-huh.
hard to pin it down. It's very hard
Yeah.
to explain it. And if you put it out there with these persons, they will pretend that it's not happening. Like, no, it's
Mm-hmm.
not, I'm not talking to you because I'm busy. I'm reading. I'm not ignoring you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Or I'm answering to monosyllables because you're asking me simple questions. So it's like
Mm.
what's hard
Yeah.
about this type that it's hard to catch them. With the
Mm-hmm.
with the aggressive style, for instance, even though it's hard because it's very confronting, one of the styles to protect you from this is just to say, why are you being aggressive to me? This what you're saying makes me feel bad. And most of the times, people will realize, will say, oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. With a passive aggressive, the difficulty is that it's very hard to articulate it because it's very subtle.
Wow.
So, which one do you think
Well, to be honest, that first one I put Cancer, Mars in Cancer.
Yeah, Mars in Cancer could do it totally. Or Moon in Cancer. I think Moon in Cancer could be it.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Or I think nearly like an older personal planet in Cancer can play this game.
Yes, Cancer can be tricky because it moves sideways like the crabs.
Yeah. They feel offended, but they still like, no, I'm not going to tell you I get offended. I will just keep my shell there. I'm not angry. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But
the
my crowd is here. Don't get close to me.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. This is the image I always use when I have to explain Moon in Cancer. It's like they create this armor of protectiveness, and they will say, "No, I'm fine." But if you come close,
yes, I'm just waiting for the perfect moment. You falling into the trap, and I can say you ruined everything.
Yeah. What do you think of Scorpio? Do you think Scorpio could do this?
I think yes. Although they are, Mars ruler sign, but they are the yin type, also called the feminine or negative side, which is the not active. So they are waiting. They are waiting there for you. Or even if they are offended, they may not. But I think I don't know. I'm wondering here is, would they direct and speak it out? Maybe not, because they are also mute. You know what I mean is they don't speak out. They hold it back. So some Mars in Scorpio could play in this passive aggressive way. Yeah.
I mean, I think that Cancer might do it unconsciously. Scorpio will do it as a strategy.
Yes. I
Like,
agree.
this is the way I'm going to defeat you. Yeah. And I also think Mars in Virgo could be this one.
That's also on my list.
Because it's like I have to be efficient, I have to be practical, I have to be blah, blah, blah. But down deep inside, I'm very angry, Like, I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to pretend that everything is working fine. But down deep inside, I'm very angry. What do you think?
I agree. It's possible. Even I would say some Mars in Capricorn, if there is some aspect triggering it, they could play this game too, but not usually. Yeah.
Because it's more contained, Mars in Capricorn.
Yeah,
right?
they are more contained, but it depends on. I think that you have to, as I say, that would be has the aspect some other planet, trigger it or something.
Yeah.
But I think basically I'll take it out. I think but Mars in Virgo, I agree with you. Yes.
Okay, cool. And what about Mars in Taurus? Do you think?
Mars in Taurus, yeah, they could be. Yes, they either. But I think people didn't realize it because they are too slow.
They are too slow. But I think it's kind of, maybe it's one of these characteristics. They don't know they're angry, so they are reacting in a passive way. Yes.
Okay. Probably something happened 10 months ago, and he started. Why I'm not angry? I should be angry. Now I decide angry. I'm not going to talk to him from today. And then the French is like, he was okay. Yeah, but he's just like.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the last one.
Yep.
Which is the assertive type. So the assertive type of anger is open and honest, but takes in mind the other person. So the assertive type is neither aggressive, neither passive, and it's we call it the right kind of assertiveness sometimes in some texts. The idea is that I'm open and honest, and I pay attention to what's the correct time to say this or to
Mm-hmm.
defend myself. What's the
Yeah.
correct way of saying it?
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's non-judgmental. So because it's
Mm-hmm.
assertive, so it's very to the point, very specific, very clear, and it's not judgmental. So usually when somebody expresses anger in an assertive way, they will start saying, "I feel," not "you did this to me." "Oh, you did this to me. You hurt me." They will say, "I felt hurt when you did this and this and that." So
Mm-hmm.
they are very honest and very open, but they
Mm-hmm.
take into account that it's their
Mm-hmm.
perspective and that you have
Mm-hmm.
your own perspective and your own world. So they respect your approach instead of
Mm-hmm.
attacking it back, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is very difficult. It's a challenge to place any side here. I would say this is the ultimate goal for all our Mars to achieve
Yeah,
here.
I agree. Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like because to be honest, anger is a necessary function, a necessary emotion in our life. And just because we are living in a society that we have interacted with each other, then and also modern society deny those anger and aggressive things as as a virtue, as a necessary bit of a society. So people start to put them away and say that it's not right. So we have to deal with each other. We have to learn how to communicate, and but also still we need to express our anger. I think this assertive way is what we going to learn, but maybe we should put few sign here, like they are more easy to handle this. So first, I will put myself in Mars in Capricorn.
I agree. Yeah, I was thinking of the same. Yes. I think Mars in Capricorn can be very assertive
Mm-hmm,
because it's
mm-hmm,
contained, it's clear, it's structured, it
mm-hmm,
expresses itself in a grounded manner, and it's
mm-hmm.
responsible. Capricorn is a disciplined sign, so it's like it's not going to just spread things out. It's like it's going to
Yeah.
be very clear, very to the point, very practical. It's only going to
Mm-hmm,
defend if there's a point in it.
mm-hmm.
So I would say Mars in Capricorn, and Mars is the Capricorn is the exaltation of Mars.
Yeah, yeah. So yes,
So maybe they
but
were right
yes, but
when they put
I
it there.
also think, I mean, who is easy to place it in this place? Well, I feel tricky, but I think I'm wondering, could that be also Mars in Scorpio? They can, but about speak out, they may be a little bit challenging, but they could be in this place, but with help of communication skill.
Yeah, I think Mars and Scorpio could be this because also it's very to the point.
Mm,
It's very, there's this sharpness in Scorpio.
yeah.
So yes,
What I think is because usually people have a wrong image about Scorpio. Talking about Scorpio, talking about they are sounds like they're talking about a terrorist, or talking about a mad dog or something, So they are not rational. They are this and that. They are crazy. They are angry. They are terrible, which is not 100% right. I think they could be very at the point and being accurate about their emotion and how they're feeling, but it's just they don't easy to express that easily because I think they can hold it back. But
yeah,
if they know that could help their feeling and to to handle the things in a much easy way, I think with the right communication skill, Mars in Scorpio can put in this assertive position. Any other sign you think can put in here?
I think Mars in Libra and in Aquarius could also do this
Yes,
because
yes.
they have an easiness in seeing the other people's perspective, and with
Mm-hmm.
what you were saying before, they are kind of rationalize their feelings,
Mm-hmm.
so they
Mm-hmm.
can understand. Mars in Libra has the capacity of putting the other first, so they can understand this. There's this idea of respect
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
other people's drives,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mars in Aquarius is so civilized. That this idea that we're all
Yeah.
different and we all we all have a part in society. So I think there could be also this capacity to approach these emotions in a more open way. Let's
Yeah.
think about this. Let's talk about this. Yeah, I would also say.
Yeah,
Maybe.
this is so interesting because I agree with you. I think that the human side with the Aquarius, because they will take all the points. They will take not only just their point, but they also see from other people's point, and then with their rational mind, which could be easily to put into the assertive way, and they can feel the anger, they can express the anger in a very rational way. Doesn't mean that's the best way, but that's still easy to for fit into our society at this moment, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And I would say, maybe I'll stop sharing now. I would say it's important. I mean, we're trying to think about the 5 types of anger in different
Mm-hmm.
signs, but I
Mm-hmm.
would say it's very important what you always say. Don't stereotype. I don't want
Mm.
you to go now looking at the chart. Oh, Mars in
Yeah.
Cancer, he's probably passive aggressive. I mean, no, let's not stereotype.
Mm.
Uh, there's always more to it. It's just
Yeah.
some ideas to think about and reflect on this, right?
Mm. Yes, I agree because uh, these type things is just help us to think how this type of Mars, why they will react in this way. Does not mean I think exactly it. Even for us when we talk about this, we still have difficult to play
Yeah,
a
exactly.
sign in just fit into right into one place but not the other place. They could be in any other place. And as I say, the assertive one would be our ultimate goal because if we want to living in this society, but not everyone will fit into that category. We have our
Yeah,
virtue, we
exactly.
have our Mars, we have our way to express anger. I think it's like it's also quite important to embrace our Mars to recognize even that passive aggressive way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a first step. The first step is to recognize what's your Mars, how do you
Mm,
express anger, and
mm,
so from then on, to try to see why do you express anger in this way, and
mm-hmm.
then from then on, you can be willing to go into a more assertive way, and then also
Yeah,
to accept that we are humans, and sometimes we will react from the most instinctive way,
yeah, yeah,
and sometimes we will be able to go to the assertive place. But come on, we're humans, so don't be
yeah.
hard on yourself, and don't be hard on other people. Also, I would say.
True. Yes. And like you said, don't put stick on them. Don't give them a stigma. Say, oh, you are passive aggressive. No, don't do this way. I think it's not very helpful. Well, as no
Also,
as yep,
sorry,
please, yep.
the same person may act a different type of anger in different situations and with
Yeah.
different people. So it's not like it's very important not to stigmatize. Ah, yeah,
Mm.
this guy is passive aggressive. No, come on.
Yeah, yeah. So yes,
Yeah,
recognize our Mars, recognize our anger, and we have you have the right to be anger, and anger is not 100% negative thing. It's part of our life, and it helps us do a lot of things, achieve a lot of things. Image like for myself. There's a lot of time, like at least after you ask me what type are you? When I look all these five, and I think at my first type I tell you say, well, I could be passive aggressive. But then I say, well, but that's usually is like when I get offended, my first thought would be very passive aggressive. I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to wait in the time to revenge. But as Mars in Capricorn, I very quickly I will find another other things to work on. Just like I turn those dynamic, those anger into the dynamic to put myself forward in my work, write a good article or try to find a best idea to talk about it. This Mars energy push me forward, and I love my Mars, to be honest.
you have a wonderful Mars. Yes.
Yeah, so well, thank you, Alejo, to bring us this interesting topic today.
Thank you.
It's Mars and different type of anger. Well, by the way, is there any near future plan at this moment? Any talk or article or teaching?
Okay, yes. So I'm going to be teaching on the 5th of November for the
Mm-hmm.
Faculty of Astrological Studies. We're doing a webinar on how to find the main themes in a chart. So basically, the idea is like if you're working on a chart, if you study it on your own, especially, I think it happens more. You had so many different elements to integrate, so you sometimes get lost. Like, okay, what is this person going to be like? So the idea of this webinar is to help you find like a strategy to see how to find the main themes. Okay, what are the main characteristics of this chart? Yes, it's
I
going to be on
like
the
this
5th of
topic.
November.
I like this topic. I think if you are able to talk about a sign, planet, and aspect, but you need to integrate the chart, this webinar would totally suit you, and that would be crucial and important because I was start learning astrology as a self-taught. So you read a lot of books from Horus Portas or Stephen Forrest or all the other Tompkins, Carol Taylor, and you can read a whole lot of a book, and then you just like, oh, you're Mars in Pisces, you are this type of person. Wait a minute, oh, your Venus in Capricorn, so you are like that. And then you talk about that he is a 12 or 24 different personality.
And
then
also, I
you
think like everything is important. I mean, you read, I don't know, you read the book. There's a book of retrograde planets by Erin Sullivan, which is excellent. I think it's excellent. But you read, it's a whole book. So then suddenly, the only thing that matters when you look at the horoscope is whether they have retrograde planets or not. Like it becomes the most important thing, you know. Like you read a book about, I don't know, quincunxes and yachts. So you read a whole book about that maybe. So then it's all you care about. So basically, the idea is okay. Some things are more prominent. Everything is important, of course. Some things are more prominent than others. So how do you find your threads, you know, among all of this?
That is so important, especially for a professional astrologer. If you don't want to face your client and talk to him from first house to 12th house, from Aries to Pisces, from Sun one by one to Pluto, from 1 o'clock to midnight. You know, this webinar will totally suit you.
We've all done it. We've all done it at some point. We were learning.
That's why we related to that. That's why we related to it, and we can joking about that because we all like that before, and then finally we realized, oh, we need to integrate the chart.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Alejo. So
what about you? What about you? Do you have anything upcoming?
My thinking is our thing. Well, at this moment, I'm really focused on from the end of this year, we have a four amazing webinar related to 2023. The first one would be the 26th of November, would be Dr. J. Lilliman and the Mandela Clay talking about Pluto in Aquarius and Saturn in Pisces. Then the second one is our friend Fernanda Paiva and the Ling Bell on the 17th of December. And then the third one is Alejo and Darby Costello in January, talking the same similar topic. Alejo, what's your topic?
So we're going to talk also about Pluto in Aquarius. In my case, it's we're going to go back to the French Revolution when Pluto was in Aquarius. And basically, what is the price? You know, Pluto in Aquarius might ask, okay, let's transform society to have equality and freedom. So what is the price we're willing to pay for that? Basically, it's a reflection on that. Yes.
Okay, then the last one is the Liam McCarthy and Christy Skinner. They were taking from also the financial view. Also, Liam were taking from the some related to some asteroid and how they play in the 2023. So these 4 webinar, one a month. Each webinar has two speakers. So if you are interested in it, I will post the link underneath so you can find our website to enroll. But most important, every Wednesday, me and Alejo run the 10 minutes astrology. Recently, we get a lot of positive feedback. I'm really happy. Step by step, we run it for nearly 9-10 months. Non-stop.
Oh, wow, already. Wow.
Yeah. It's episode 35 now,
Wow.
Yeah. So if you really want to learn the basic in a very easy way, every week, spend 10 minutes to listen our podcast or watch our podcast and apply it into yourself. Then you can learn quite a lot of things. And then next week on the YouTube, it's me and Christian Conning, we are talking about fixed stars. And this week we're talking about the fixed star in the Capricorn called Denebe Algeti, the tail of the Capricorn. It's a very interesting fixed star. So we will talk about that on the next Friday because it's a pre-record, so I can say that.
Cool, great.
So, well, thanks everyone for watching our Astro Night Live. Every month, me and Alejo will bring you some interesting astrology topic and suitable for beginner. So you can have a laugh, you can enjoy discussion, and you can also still learn astrology, how astrology apply into your life. And that we really welcome all of you. Join the conversation, send a message, leave a message, subscribe it, like our video or share it. Also, you can join our 10 minutes astrology group. So, more people joining, we can start to, run some interesting exercise or discussion. That would be a lot of fun because I think without fun, no one wants to study astrology. Because I want to study astrology because I'm a serious person. We all beginning from somewhere else. Okay. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thank you, Alejo. Well, see you
Thank
next
you.
Wednesday. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.